Hello everybody, welcome to ERL Season 5 and welcome to the F1 evaluation race here at Germany. I'm your commentator Owen Watt, and with me in the box is Badgerman.
Hello everyone, and hello Owen.
Hello. we're hopefully gonna get this all right and get everyone's names learnt quickly, but if we don't, I'm sure we'll get there quickly anyway. And we've got 3 viewers already, so hello. And the Ferrari here of SOR Alonso is starting his lap now, and I don't think he got overtaken, so he'll actually be the first to do a lap. So that's always a good start, isn't it?
Yes, and you are right. He was not overtaken. He's gonna go towards the Parabolica right now. So far, looking good. From what I can see here, I did get to test that track yesterday in the F3 race. It is a very exciting track. Thankfully, back to the calendar. Oh, there's a little oversteer out of the corner, out of the hairpin. So that definitely cost him a tenth or two. Let's see how he goes into, let's say, the slowest section of the track, the Mercedes arena, and then the infield, if you want to call it that.
Oh,
heading towards
so
the Sex. Heading towards the Sex corner. A very weird corner, very high banking for an F1 corner. And let's see how it goes through the double right-hander onto the finish line. Ooh, goes a bit wide there.
But he kept it neat and tidy enough there. It should be a good lap. 11.6.
Yep, that is a very good lap.
Here's a
but I'm pretty sure that there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there is some improvement to find for Alonso, as Slimbo is not able to beat him. But there we've got a new first place.
Ooh, that's quick.
Indeed it is.
Here comes Michael in the other Ferrari. Let's see if he can beat this time as well. Wow, 10.7 already. They're really getting these times down quickly. And Alonso's lap looked pretty good. Alonso's lap looked pretty decent. Now he's a second down, as Button there goes 5th fastest. Matt's coming to the end of his lap now, and into the pits actually on the mediums. That hasn't worked out for him.
I haven't seen too many mistakes from Alonso's lap. I've seen the mistake out of the hairpin where he struggled for traction, but to lose a second here to Michael, I've not seen him lose a second in that lap, but somehow Michael has pulled off an absolute tank slapper right there. And now we've got Billy in second place with an 11.1. That's still a very, very good lap.
Just trying to see, he's closer to the end of the lap here. Here's Alice Killer in the Force India. That could be a decent lap. P4.
There's a yellow flag in Sector 3 because New York spun out in the Sax corner.
Shame for him there. Looked like he might have been on a decent lap. I'd seen his times a little bit as I was flicking through. But yeah, you just have to get it right next time round. That's one of the advantages. We've got a longer short quality session, so mistakes like that aren't as bad. No, you get 3 attempts really at it rather than 2, so that's always useful. And yeah, just need to see who's still on a lap actually. Might just be Bastos, and I've lost my little notification little thing on the side, which lets me know where everyone is. Need to try and get that back up.
I'm pretty sure that Bastos just invalidated his lap by going wide in the Mobile 1 curve. But let's see whether that's actually true. He comes across the line, and no, he actually did set a time. I thought he was gonna go wide there, but apparently he didn't.
Lucky, you could say, but
yeah.
Still wasn't a very competitive lap in the end. 2.6 off, so I'm sure he'll improve it later on. Here comes Alonso back on the track, so we're going to start seeing some more laps soon.
He's Alonso on his second run now.
Yeah, still in the ultras. I saw Button up there in 7th on the soft. That's not too bad from him. I'm sure if he'll try again, he'll still improve the lap because he's not too far away from Simbu and Alonso. So yeah, that could work quite well for the ultimate strategy. And we're just seeing Alonso preparing. I think he should be the first one to start his second runs anyway, if I'm not
Yeah,
incorrect.
it looks like it. It looks like it with Stucky right behind
There's actually this Matt
in
as
the
well.
Renault.
Matt's going to try a lap on the mediums. I'm not sure how competitive it'll be, but he is going to get to the line before Alonso, so we can follow him round, see how he does in the Haas, and yeah. Don't know how this is going to really pan out. He's not even using his ERS, so I don't really think it's that competitive of a lap. So I might go off that, because if you're on 0 ERS, you're not really going to be pushing that hard, are you? One person who is pushing is Alonso, so let's see how he does at the start of his lap. No dramas for
Yeah,
turn one.
first corner looked good. I think he lost half a tenth, maybe a tenth there because he didn't, let's say, take the inside of the corner, the entry of the corner, as much as he could have. So I think he lost a bit of time there, but not too much. Let's see how he goes through the hairpin. Whether he's still struggling for traction there or not. Goes a bit deep, but it's fine. But again, goes a bit wide, goes onto the curb and loses a bit of traction there.
Same struggles as before. I think he was on a better sort of overall lap by the time he got to that point though, so hopefully he'll still be up. Although it doesn't look like he's pushing too hard now. I think he's backed off.
Yeah, his first sector, he did not gain anything, and now he's backing off completely. Oh, and he goes into the gravel trap, and there he spins out.
Bit of a weird incident that. Wasn't even looking at it as it happened. But I'll say Slimbo dude. I'm not too sure how far through the lap he is. I think Michael's actually ahead, so let's follow Michael. He's doing it. He's done a 10.7 for his first lap. He's got a bit of traffic to contend with, but it could actually help him if he gets past in the right places. The system he gets from him will actually really help him in this sector. But we'll see
Yeah,
where he gets past.
Slimbo improved in the first sector by 3.5 tenths, so he's up on his own time by quite a bit here. I'm gonna have a look at him right now. He's in P7.
Michael comes into the lap. He's still behind this Williams, and that really could affect him. He's having to go down the inside, and that really ruins the lap because he's wrecked the Williams day as well. And he's actually blocked him a tad on the exit. That not the best moment for him there. Really ruined his lap and the Williams out lap as well. But here's Slimbo dude coming towards.
Yeah, he lost a tenth in the middle sector, but he's still improving to a 111. I can barely read that. 111.2. Goes up into P5, so he pushes down Alonso into P7 now, and also Alice into P6. So overall, good improvement for him.
Stockade went up to second there while all that was going on.
Yes, he did.
Decent
I think
lap
he's
there.
going into the pits now. Yes, he is. But that is a really good lap from him there. But nobody except Michael is able to break the 110 barrier.
Well, let's see what Kalik can do, because he's in the final sector now. And
A little lock up on the inside here, but that shouldn't hurt him too much. Comes across the line. Final corner is now across the line. Good run through the last two corners, and he takes provisional pole with
decent.
a 110.6. Wow,
That's some proper good
what
pace
a
there.
lap! Yes, I think the final two corners, the double right-hander, that's where he won a lot. That's where he gained a lot of time, because he took those two corners near perfectly.
Yeah, Button's right up there as well.
They're very hard to get right. They're very hard to get right because just before that double right-hander, you have this little left-right section, this little full-speed chicane, if you want to call it that. And that makes it so awkward to take those final two corners. But he did a very good job of finding the perfect line. And he jumps up into P1 for now. But there's still 7 minutes left, and we have TR Button as well now breaking the 110s with the 110.7 just behind Michael. Very, very close there.
I'm on board with a bad boy, not 100% sure he's on a proper lap. He's done 2 laps in the tires already, but looks to be struggling. No traction really out of the hairpin as well. Just
Yeah,
like,
but that's a
oh,
strategy. That's a strategy you can do with the ERS this year. Obviously, that alters things a little. So what you basically have to do most of the time is you go for one hot lab where you start it with full battery, full charge and ERS on hot lab mode, and then you go one lap, and then the next lap is a cooldown lap. Oh, he goes into the pits.
hmm.
All right, that is enough then. But yeah, you the second lap you basically take as a cooldown lap, and then the third one would be another hot lap. So you charge the battery back in the second lap. That's basically how you can do a little, let's say, a longer qualifying run with the ERS now. It's not really fruitful to go for two hot laps in a row, because for the second one your battery is going to be mostly drained, and you will run out of ERS at some point, most likely.
Good insight there, actually. I don't really see people doing 2 runs on the same quality stint like that often, but it would work quite a lot. Like, this track is good for it. We saw that from Bad Boy. If he was to finish the lap, he would have improved it. But yeah, it's interesting to see how people might do that with ERS. But anyway, here comes Bastos around the last corner. He's about to start his lap. He'll probably get maybe 2 or 3 laps out of this if he really wants to go for it in the McLaren, and that's
Yep,
way
and that
wide.
is, yeah, that lap is already invalidated, most likely.
Yeah, that's a unfortunate start there. I just
Let me
pushed it.
check. Let me check. Let's see.
He backed off. He backed
Yes,
off.
it is. It is invalidated. I
Yeah.
just looked in the race director. It is invalidated, so no lap time for Bastos right here. So what he can do right now, since the lap is invalidated that early, just go no ERS, save the tires a little, heat them up, make sure that they're heated up, but save them in terms of wear, and then just go for another lap. At the next lap, he still has enough time, 4 minutes 25. So that is basically the way to go. If you get an invalidated lap time, just immediately go to maybe lean fuel mix and no ERS. And here, Sex in the Sex corner, or right here out of the Sex corner, is where you basically try to bump the ERS back up, and the fuel mix as well to maximum. That was not a good run for
Oh.
Bastos.
Thought that Williams might ruin that for him there, but he goes through the first corner
Mm,
okay.
Yeah,
And
no, that was not an issue. He shouldn't have stayed on the racing line, but that was not an issue, I think. But the run through the last two corners, that was the big issue here for Bastos. And that probably hurt him a lot
Billy's just
with his
gone
lap.
P4.
And he
Billy's just
lost 2/10 to his best Sector 1 time, which also was invalidated. So compared to his best lap, that he set on soft tires, he went a little faster, but not
Oh,
by much.
wow. 10.2. He just doesn't stop, does he,
Whoa.
Michael? What a time.
Whoa. Okay, that must be pull. I don't see anyone pulling out a lap time like this. What? I, that's a make-believe number. 110.2 on this track. No. That is insane.
Can Bastos get anywhere near it? Through the last corner he comes in the McLaren. Somehow I doubt he will. And he comes to the line
Ah,
11.8.
that's still a pretty good lap compared to his previous one. He only gets 2 positions out of this. But, you know, it's still an improvement of 2 seconds, roughly. So, I'm sure he's taking it.
Yeah, here comes Alonso through turn 1 now. He's been looking good. He's been making a few mistakes here and there in his laps. I think we can get a good lap together. He could be right up there. But we'll see him anyway for the first sector. 15.6, that's already a couple of tenths down on what he'll want to be getting, unfortunately. But this is where he keeps losing his traction. If he can get a good run out of here, it really helps him through the whole of the second sector, really, because it's all just a massive straight, and he does lose the traction there still.
Yeah, but not as much as in previous laps. From what I saw, it was he still had the car mostly under control. he slid a little, but it wasn't as grave as previously. But here he gets a slide in the Mercedes arena and another one out of it. Oh, that cost
Mm.
some time for sure. That was the more grave mistake, and this
Oh,
should be an invalidated lap time as of
there's a
now.
McLaren there, look.
Um, yes, but he invalidated his lap time anyway because he went wide there. I knew, what is that, turn 9, I think? Sorry, turn 11. Turn 11. The mobile one. So this is not a proper lap time for him. And look at his ERS. It's below 50%. If he wants to go for another lap right here, he's gonna have a tough time. But he went across the line early enough, I think with a minute and 15 left, maybe a minute and 20, so that he's letting someone go.
Yeah, that's stocky go. He's just retired, I think.
That might be the case, yeah. Yes, he did.
We'll follow
I
stocky
think he,
through.
yeah, I think he could have gone for another lap, Alonso. If he just goes to no ERS, he might have another shot, but
Yeah,
for
there's
him it's P10 for now.
only 40 seconds. He'd have to push to get Ryan. I wouldn't save, massive amounts.
No, no,
So
he came across the line with about a minute and 15 to a minute and 20 left. Yes, he needs to push, but
he could kill the
that
tires.
wouldn't have been an issue. Not really. You can get a minute and 13, minute and 14 lap time easily without killing the tires here.
Here's TR
Especially
button.
with the pace these guys have.
Okay, so he might be the last person to set a lap then. We'll see how stocky does across the line. Doesn't
He
improve,
improves.
but not by much. Bugatti crossed the line
Yeah.
there as well earlier on. He's 5th now. Billy's finished. Slimbo, that's all he can do. And Button's actually, yeah, none of them did it. I thought the round was going to be a bit harder than that, but hey, we'll see. Bad boy then.
Yeah.
Still on them soft
Yeah.
tires, still giving it a go. Up on his last lap, but he's just backed off. He must have invalidated it.
Yeah,
Might as
most
well.
likely.
Matt's down there in last as well, but we'll see how Calais does. And didn't get up there.
Yeah, Kalec also invalidated his lap time.
They're all
Had a
pushing
corner
it.
cut somewhere.
Anyway, here comes Matt
think-
then.
Yes, Matt is the last one. And he did get a warning on this lap, but he didn't get his lap time invalidated.
Not going to be particularly fast though. P11, so the risk for the soft
Yes.
tires didn't work out for him there. But yeah, it's
Yeah, but
Michael.
at least he improved. And Michael, what a lap time. 1 minute 10.2. I did not see that on the cards here, but that is an amazing lap time, amazing pace for Michael here, with Kalec rounding off the first row in second place.
So that's your qualifying session then for this evaluation race, and well, one big conclusion: we know Michael's got the quali pace. Will it stay like this in the race? So will he have a quali focus setup, and will it affect him? Only one way to find out, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. But interesting to see that all the soft runners here really not even close. We're talking about 1.5 seconds off or more from Michael's lap time. So the soft competitors, you have to remember, this is a two tire gap, two compound gap. The super softs are not part of this race, of this track. There's only the ultra softs, the softs, and the mediums. So there really is a big gap, and the softs are not a viable qualifying tire, only the ultra softs. But for the race, the ultra softs are not going to be viable in the same way. Like, they're qualifying only tire.
Well, lots of questions to be answered for this race, and the first one is: will there be any cars on top of each other? Because it just seems to happen all the time. It seems to be the main feature, really, of these pre-race banter, if you can call it that. But yeah, that's one thing. If there are any glitches, we can't really do anything about that. Unfortunately, it is just the way the game is right now. So just pre-warning.
Yeah, they need to fix some of that online racing. The revs the max rev glitch, which is really annoying.
Yeah.
But I have faith in Codemasters that they're gonna fix that. It's a very fairly newly released game, and here we go for the formation lap. Michael in first, Kalek in second, then we have Button in third. Down the grid we go and have... I can barely read that. My eyes are so bad. We have Bailey in fourth. Do you want to take it from here?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
My eyesight is
sure.
really bad for some reason.
Okay, so we go down to Bugatti there in the Haas there, 5th place, decent quality from him there. We'll see what everyone's starting tires are on as well and just see if there's anything interesting. Okay, everyone from 11th down are on the soft tires. We've got TR Stocky up there in 6th place, with Slimbo in 7th, Alice Killer P8, New York 9th in his Williams, Alonso 10th in the Ferrari, Matt 11th in the other Haas, Bastos 12th in the McLaren, Bad Boy P13 in his Mercedes and almost crashing into the back of Bastos there. I want us to be careful. And last on the grid is Alper in the other, what do you call it? Cyber, that's what you call it. And yeah, Michael's taking this quite quickly, isn't he, for a formation lap? He's way ahead of the rest of the field. He wants to get right to the grid.
Yeah, that is usually, personally, I would say that is one of the best ways to get the tires heated. For the first two sectors, just taking it as fast as possible to get them on temperature, and then for the last sector, you take it slow, you brake a lot, and you weave left, right, to keep the temperature in the tires. So I think that's what he was doing there. He was attempting there. First, set a really high pace, so that all the other cars behind him are also forced to put up a high pace, and then he basically breaks the field into one bunch in the last sector. Didn't really work out though, from what I can see here.
Well, here we go. We're gonna get some lights eventually. It took a while to come on, but here we go. We got 4 and 5 lights here. Michael on pole. Will he be able to hold it here in Germany? The lights go out, and he's got pretty well off the line there. Kalek's got nothing to fight him with, and it's going to be pretty clean for the top two into turn one, but 3 abreast further behind, and there's cars off.
Yep, there is Alonso is the one who spun out here. He touched on the inside with, I think it was either Bugatti or it was Alice. I didn't see exactly who it was.
Kalek's in trouble. He's
yeah.
fell down to P6. He's having a really bad start here, actually. I thought he got quite well off the line. Something must have happened on the way down to turn 2. Moves happening all the time, almost 3 abreast into there, and Kalek is off to Narnia and he's spun off.
Yeah, you don't want to get on. You don't want to get on the outside there in that hairpin. There is no traction there. There is no grip at all on this outside plane, if you want to call that. And he learned that the hard way right here. Spun off, and he's now down into P13, second last. That's not where he thought he was going to be at the end of lap 1, is it?
Yeah, he's had a really poor start there, but it's worked out quite well for Michael and Button. Button's actually been able to stick with him about a second, surprised with all the shenanigans going on, and there's a car off New York. I was watching him, and he's crashed into Alice Killer as well as that happened, so I wonder if there's any damage to the Force India driver. But yeah, that last 2 corners really struggling there for New York, and I want to keep following and see if anything else goes wrong. He's holding up quite a big pack here. You know, it was a lot bigger beforehand, but he really doesn't look to be having the best time as Bugatti. And Slimbo had a wee battle there. And they're still going.
Matt just got a penalty for corner cutting. 5 seconds stop and go, because he gained a place from it.
Round the outside,
and didn't give it back.
Round the outside, tried Slimbo. He's going to go for the exit. He's got a decent one, riding on boards, and he should be able to get the move done if he can place his car in the right spot. But actually that's pretty decent defending there from Bugatti. Held his position there pretty well, and yeah, nothing happening yet for Slimbo, and that could help Alice catch as well, so they need to get this sorted out quickly, or else we're going to be looking at a pretty big train. Still up front is Michael from Button, who's actually starting to close in. You can see the gap's gone from a second down to about 7-8 tenths, so when DRS kicks in, that'll get even closer, so that's definitely something to look out for at some point. They will get closer.
Yeah, I think that is usually the goal that you have, that as soon as you qualify in pole or however high on the grid, you always try
Oh no, stocking.
to... Oh, he
Disaster.
spun out.
He's out. He's given up. Doesn't want to keep going after that.
Yes. Oh, man. Yeah, I think he spun out in turn one.
Yep. Decent battle about to happen here for 9th place. New York's about to be overtaken here by Alper. He's had a decent start. He's went from last all the way up to 9th place. And Alice Killer, I said he might have a chance of getting them. And he's got past Slimbo. So, yeah.
Nice move down the inside of the hairpin. I had a little look on it. Very, very well done. Just your normal overtaking. And Slimbo now drops down further after he misses the breaking point for the Mercedes corner.
Yeah, I've just got to interrupt you here. We've got Button. Must have made a mistake. He's really struggling. He's being caught very quickly here by Billy. And he could well get past in the near future. He's going to pit. Early pit stop then for Button. He's really struggling on them ultra soft tyres. And, wow, that's an interesting move, isn't it?
Indeed it is. Very, very early here. After only 3 laps, he goes in. Gets a set of soft tires.
Sorry, I interrupted you there. There's a car up. New York was going side by side with Bastos, and New York overcooked it into turn 1. Spun off. He's down to 13th.
Yeah, turn 1 is not an overtaking spot on this track. You're best served if you just stick it behind your opponent. You get DRS on the next short straight. You get DRS right here on this long... Oh, and he spins off again. I think he's got some major damage right here. I don't know how to explain this otherwise. Because that's usually not a corner where you spin out.
Yeah, watching the battle for 8th happening right now. Karlek's struggling a little bit with Bastos, but seems to be getting away, and Billy's had an issue. Billy's had a crash there with Alice. And that's going to be... Ooh, both of them spinning off in the hairpin. That could cause more incidents. But possible safety car for that if Billy doesn't get out of there quickly. And he's got out of there okay. I think they'll get away with no safety cars.
Yeah, I think that doesn't warrant a safety car just yet, but he spins again. There seems to be a lot of issues right now with cars spinning in general. I've seen as he goes into the pits now. I think he has some damage as well. Or did they turn damage up for this evaluation race as well? Because I know they did that for the F3 race yesterday.
Oh. Sorry, fight for a second. I didn't see any damage there, did I? Did I? Yeah, I didn't see any damage. I'm not going to question myself. I didn't see any damage. But that's a bit weird, isn't it? Oh, my grammar's failing me there.
It happens. It happens. But meanwhile, Michael in the lead just... Ooh, but he also almost loses the back end there. That is very, very weird to see out of turn 10.
Yeah,
so a lot of cars right now struggling for grip. Whether they have damage or not, most likely Michael does not have any damage. I've not seen him in any collision here.
Who's that?
And he's leading the race by quite a bit.
That's New York. Sorry to interrupt. That's New York. He's had a bit of a disaster there.
He's going into the pits as well. Maybe it's the ultra soft tires who are already degrading by quite a bit as Michael goes into the pits for his first pit stop to get rid of these qualifying tires.
Let's see where
and
Button
that is going to be
I think
that is going to be the risk here.
Maybe not that close. Got a penalty instead.
No. Yep. Multiple warnings. That is also one of the dangers of this track here. First corner is easy to cut. And not just that, if you take the hairpin a bit too much on the inside, there's another problem for you. There's going to be another track extension, another corner cutting warning. And same with the turn 11 with the Mobile 1 corner. If you go too far on the outside there, which is easy to do, taking that curb and just fully mounting it, because it does allow for it. Well, the curb does, not the game. There is another warning for you right there. So you can get 3 warnings in just 1 lap. if you're very, very unlucky. Maybe even a fourth one into the double right-hander just before the finish line.
Oh, looks like
If
we
you go
lost
too
New
wide there on the outside, that's another one for you. So there are a lot of places here, a lot of spots on this track that can punish you for track extension or corner cutting.
Yeah, we lost New York there. He's retired from the session. I wonder if he had just sort of got bored and given up. But he's gone. And yeah.
Yeah, might be. I mean, it's just an evaluation race, so that is bound to happen for the actual league races. That is going to be different, and he would be best served to just go on and try his best because, hey, P14, you know, you can still get points from there if you get your head down and try your best. You might succeed.
Michael there getting past Bastos. He did that quite easily though. He's got quite the gap to TR Button now. I thought there might have been a bit closer between the two, but that McLaren might prove a bit difficult. Although he's just actually let Button pass, there will be no issues there. But yeah,
meanwhile, no one anymore on the ultra soft tire, and I think we're not gonna see anyone use those tires until the end of the race anymore because again they just degrade so quickly, and no one wants those on his car at all in the race. But you can see that those drivers that were starting on the soft compound tire, that were qualifying on the soft compound tire, they are in the lead right now. We have Matt in first, we have Bad Boy in second, and we have Alper in third, all using their soft compound tire since the start of the race. And even Bastos is in sixth place. So not having to stop that early for a new set of tires really helps you out here. But Michael, he is running with an amazing pace, and it's only a matter of time most likely for him to catch Alper and then Bad Boy and Matt as well.
Bad Boy is catching Matt as well. This could be a battle about to start because they are seriously getting close, aren't they? Bad Boy caught quite a lot on this lap.
And DRS is just going to help him here. He's got it open right now. Now, not anymore, but again, he opens it, and maybe he fancies a move into turn 2 here. Takes the outside, Matt taking the inside, defending well, but now there might be a chance here. They're slightly touching, but again, Matt has the upper hand right now, but Bad Boy has the DRS. But he doesn't really move. He doesn't really get the straight line speed here, and now no DRS on this straight. And so I expect Matt, yes, exactly. I expect Matt to just run away with it here and stay in the lead. But the question is for how long?
Yeah.
I think maybe Bad Boy was saving some ERS there. Oh, that is a very uncommon overtaking spot, and he takes the inside, and that is the line you want to have. And what? Oh, it's still not over. Matt is on the inside for the Sachs corner here, and let's see, they're still side by side. That is absolute amazing racing here. But Bad Boy now takes the lead. Meanwhile, there's a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. I think that is because of Bugatti.
How to spin.
Who is he's the only runner right now on the track with the medium tires. Everyone else is on softs. He went straight to the mediums. Interesting strategy. I think he's gonna use the softs towards the end of the race then. I don't see him finish the race on a ultra soft and medium one stop. But meanwhile, Matt is coming back, has the inside for the hairpin. Both with a little bit of contact there, but Matt has the position.
Michael Lumen, he's just mid-move for third.
Yeah, but he's still quite a bit off the road here. But if Matt and Bad Boy keep on squabbling the way they are right now, as Bad Boy faces another move.
That could have been a really big accident now. They're still going side by side. They just don't know when to stop. It's brilliant. Still
I
going
mean,
for it.
to be fair, they shouldn't stop. That's fun to watch.
Oh, he just
But
made
Bad
that
Boy
work.
stays ahead. That is absolutely amazing racing right here between the two of them. Bad Boy and Matt fighting for the lead as they're both on old soft compound tires, and they're taking them to the limit, and I would say even beyond. Meanwhile, here's a good braking zone from Matt, who comes a bit closer. Let's see if the DRS and the slipstream are going to be enough to maybe even get a move. No, Bad Boy is doing really well with his ERS, I think.
Yeah, he's
I'm
got
pretty
way
sure
more.
he's on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's on overtake mode as well. Whereas Matt just decided to save some because he is pretty low on it, with I would guess 20% maybe. That's not a position you want to be in, so he needs to save his battery right now. And Michael is coming very, very quickly. Only 3 seconds now off of Matt.
It's about to
He's
get
making
interesting.
some huge inroads.
He's taking Alpro with him though. And there's a move for Gatti and Slimbo. They're going for it. And tell you what, Slimbo's got a great run here. Might have a look, but didn't decide to stay behind for now. Kalek as well on LS Killer. These two are still quite close. And yeah, still some battles happening out there on track. But right now it's really all about Michael, isn't it? He's going to catch these two soon, and we'll be interested to see just how quickly he gets past.
Yeah, and for Matt right now, the #1 priority needs to be to save some battery. He's still low. He doesn't save it. I think he's on medium setting right now. The way it looks, at least, he is. And that doesn't help him. He's getting close to Bad Boy, but he would be best served to just stick it into the slipstream, use the DRS, and try to maybe even rich mix. You can afford to burn off some fuel to get the car lighter, and then later in the race put it back to lean, because the fuel mix is not as important this year as it was last year. The ERS is so much more powerful, so you can just chuck it in the rich revs, get a little bit, you know, just a little more boost on the straight.
So contact, there's a move for P9. They made contact just a little bit, and there's also the fight for P7 going on. I mean, Kalek, he was, I think, ahead for a little bit, but then got repassed. So these are still fighting it out.
Yeah, so what I wanted to say is the fuel mix is not as important here, so you can check it into rich revs to make the car lighter for the rest of the race, and then in the end just go back to lean, and you can use your battery then. You know, you can go rich mix with the DRS and try to stay with Bad Boy, and then towards the end of the race, meanwhile, they're lapping Stocky here, and Michael is really catching quickly.
Yeah, but you know what really helped Bad Boy there? He got DRS off the ghosted Stocky. So that really helped him pull away. He's up to 1.3 now. And Michael is
I
right
think,
on map now.
I think that's what you call a blessing.
Yeah.
That you get every time you get DRS off a lapped car, as someone who's trying to push away from the guy behind you, it's always such a good feeling. It helps you so much. I've been in this situation before, and now we have Matt coming into the pits instead of getting overtaken.
Aww.
After 12 laps on these, or 13 laps, sorry, 13 laps on these soft compound tires, he now goes into the pits, most likely onto medium, and he will take those to the end, I guess.
Penalty to be taken, remember. How painful is that? Then 5 seconds felt that they lasted forever. And yeah, mediums to the end of the race.
Yeah, that was a weird pit stop. I don't know why they waited there.
He had a penalty.
Oh, and he spins!
Oh.
He had a penalty. Yeah, he spins out of the... Oh, no, he spins out of the pits.
Oh dear.
No grip on these cold medium tires, apparently. And he drops all the way back into 10th place.
Here
That's
comes
not where
Kalek.
you want to be. That's not what you want to do.
Here comes Kalek. That was close to contact. And they're going for a side-by-side to the hairpin for the third or fourth time in a
Yeah,
row now. They're really going for it. Can Kalik stay ahead this time? Yes, he can. Here comes the
the
Force India back.
traction,
The Force
the
India.
traction around the outside.
I wonder if he was actually doing that on purpose, Alice, just to try and get a slipstream, maybe try and go back for the move, but it didn't work out from there. He's going to stay behind for now. And then Michael, live in DRS of the car, Bad Boys just went to the pits.
Yeah, Bad Boy also needed to go into the pits, and I think Alper. Oh, Alper's staying out. He's been going on these tires for 14 laps, and he's taken them another
he's got a
lap.
penalty as well. Penalty as well for Bad Boy. But luckily, he was doing all that to cover Matt, but he's probably not aware that Matt spun off. So he's pretty safe on that count. What about Kalik and Ales? Will he be close to them too? Maybe he'll maybe have to try and pass them at some point.
Nah, he will be. Yeah, he will be behind Alice for now, but ahead of Bugatti, way ahead of Bugatti.
Yeah, miles. He's got plenty of breathing space anyway. And yeah,
I think Bad Boy right now is wondering where the heck is Matt.
Yep.
What happened? He doesn't know that Matt spun off out of the pits on the pit exit. He doesn't know that. Meanwhile, Matt is trying to overtake Slimbo here for 9th place. And that looks like a very easy overtake right here. Slimbo just... Oh, no, Slimbo doesn't let him go. Ooh, that almost looked like he went too late on the brakes, but he stays. Oh, they're staying side by side. That was a switchback, I think, from Matt.
Oh, wow. That's going to be very late. That was never working. He was on the brakes late there, locking up with Slimbo, and that went straight into Matt, and that might have caused a little damage. Matt is feeling the car out there. Doesn't seem to be much damage on it, so I think he got away with that one. And Alper does pits in the end. Now, if Alper doesn't have a penalty, he might get out ahead of these two, surely, and be a net, well, not net second, that makes sense, but he might be ahead of Bad Boy. I think
meanwhile, I just had a look into the gameplay settings. I forgot that was an option. Damage is off for this race, so there is no damage because it is an evaluation race.
Oh, that's gonna be concept. They did hit there, Albert and Bad Boy. I thought Albert might have been put into a spin, but now they're going for it down the straight, and Alper thought he was ahead there for a second, but now he finds himself instantly behind again of Bad Boy. And I swear that's two AI cars having a battle. Look at that, they're inside each other. That's something you don't see every day. And now here comes a DRS for him. I mean, the two ghost cars are really going for that. It's so weird.
Oh, whoa.
I mean, they're proper going for it. That's about as close as they're ever going to get, isn't it?
Yeah, most likely, yeah. Very interesting to see.
Alonso's head level with the halo now. He's gonna swoop past. I think
that's where you can see the I think that's where you can see the setup differences now.
Yeah.
Alonso most likely going with some lower wings here, and so on the straights he has the upper hand.
What a weird game.
I mean, that's part of it. Meanwhile, I think Alice Killer is trying to stay with Kalik, but that's not gonna work. Kalik with so good pace right now that he's just gonna waltz away in P3, but he has a lot of space to make up towards Button in second. Meanwhile, Michael is just in another world right now.
Yeah,
but again, don't forget, we have Bad Boy, Alper, and Matt, and I think Bastos as well. They do not have any more pit stops this race. Everyone else, Michael, Button, Kalik, Alice, they have to come into the pits one more time. So this is going to be very interesting to see how this unfolds. I would say right now, Bad Boy is in a virtual, probably P2 in fact.
I just want to put this out. Just remember, Button was a second behind Michael. 14 laps later, it's nearly 17. Like,
yeah,
I can't see anyone except Michael winning this. Second place definitely on the cards for Bad Boy. I honestly say that's probably where it's going to end up.
Yeah, Bad Boy and Alper, I think, are going to fight for that most likely, but Or maybe Alice, if he keeps making inroads like he is right now, as he, I think he just overtook,
Oh,
Bad Boy, didn't he? He was in P5 before. I think he overtook Bad Boy.
I, hmm. No, I think Bad Boy and Alpha were going for it, weren't they? And already
Oh yeah,
ahead.
that could be it, yeah.
Now, Simbo just retired. I want to see where he actually did that. We follow Michael. He's probably gonna get a good view of where that car ended up. Yeah, just giving up there, Slimbo, I guess, because there's no damage. Not really what you want in an evaluation race. Someone just giving up. Nothing to evaluate then, is there? And Button makes his last
Well,
pit stop.
we still got 16, 17 laps to watch, and the league administration got 16, 17 laps to watch out of him. So
Yeah.
I think they can evaluate that very well, and the qualifying pace as well. So I think that's fine.
So Button comes out in P8. So that will be him to the end of the race now. Let's see what set of pace he's got. Bad Boy is quite a long way ahead. He's about 8 seconds, that's I want to say. And actually, Bad Boy's right on the back of Alice Killer as well. This could really halt Alice's progress on Calic.
Yeah, but for Button, I think that's an interesting strategy. He goes on the softs again. He needs to take those 16 laps right now, and I don't think I've seen anyone in this race so far taking the softs 16 laps.
Well,
So that is going to be interesting to see. We've seen 14, we've seen 13. I don't think we've seen 15 in this race yet, let alone 16. So that's still 2 laps more on these soft compound tires. So
Bad Boy. What a move. Just so I had to point it out. I didn't think you could get that move done there.
But that was quite a pointless move because Alice is now going into the pits, so that was maybe at the worst possible time. Just stick it behind him and you might be even faster. Because right there, that was very unlucky for Bad Boy. Nice move nonetheless, but quite a bit unlucky because now all the cars ahead of him are or have been in the pits. Even Michael. So it's the gap now 8 seconds between Michael and Bad Boy. That is quite a gap. And Michael, yeah, I don't see him not winning this race.
Question really is now, can Button with them new soft tires get up the field and get back on that podium? He's got how many seconds? About 7-8 seconds to Bad Boy. If he can get up to second place, I think he'll be satisfied. Give us plenty to watch and evaluate as well, because he'll be the main man on the move. Along with Calic as well. He's 5 seconds further adrift.
Yeah, but if you remember Calic's qualifying pace, I mean, he went into P2 in the qualifying, so I think Calic, he might gain some positions here. He had a very unlucky lap 1, but I think he can definitely gain at least a couple of positions here. But let's see how it goes for him.
Button.
I'm very interested to see his race. Meanwhile, Button with the fastest lap, trying an overtake on Bugatti. Now he sticks it back in. Didn't fancy the move there.
He wants his second DRS. He doesn't want anyone to come back.
Yeah. That is the smart call here. You don't want to overtake into turn 2. You want to overtake right here. Look at how he flies past Bugatti. He's just gone.
Yeah. Oh!
Bugatti with a very close call here. Almost ran into the back of Button, but was able to avoid it. Usually in those situations, you have 2 options. Either one, try to move to the outside as much as possible as Bugatti spins out here on his old medium tires. Now he's in the middle of the track. He needs to get out of there. At some point he does. That was close. Michael, meanwhile, with the fastest lap. And Calic with a 3-second penalty for another corner cut right there. That was most likely at the exit of the Mobile 1 corner.
That could ruin his chances there. Depends on what Button has as well.
Yeah, but at the same time, yeah, everyone's getting multiple warnings and track extension penalties here. Almost everyone. We've seen that in the F3 race and in the F2 race as well. A lot of people with penalties here. That's a very penalty heavy, as we see Bugatti as well now. Very penalty heavy track in general.
Oh,
it's very easy to cut corners.
God, he was off there again. That's why he got the penalty.
Oh,
And he's retired.
And he retired.
Oh, no.
Yep. He had enough of the penalties, most likely. I can tell from experience. I've raced this yesterday. I got, I think, 5 warnings.
Oh, dear.
So yeah, it's very easy to cut some corners here or extend the track. With Calic right now, we see that this corner here, Mobile 1 corner, on the outside, if you hump the curb, mount the curb a bit too much, you get another track extension right there. So it's so easy here.
So, Button is now closing on map. He's got 8 tenths, he's got DRS, he's off there again. He'll be getting penalties soon if he keeps doing that.
Yeah, Button just got himself another warning, very, very likely.
Yeah. He wants to be careful there, really, he does. But Alice Killer and Bastos going for it as well. That's almost concept into them, and I think Alice should have that pretty easily. And now Button again on
look
map.
at Button, I think, yeah, he might, no, he doesn't go for a move here.
Oh, he really wants to.
A bit late, yeah, both a bit late on the brakes here, as you saw Matt completely missing the apex. And look at the tires, by the way. We have Button on the softs, and we have Matt on the mediums. Okay, Matt left him the space there. He saw, I think he might have heard a little bit of the lockup by Button. He was like, okay, he locks up, I'm going to leave him the space, otherwise he runs into me. I don't want that, and so he gave him the position basically there. Or maybe his idea is, you know what, Button is on the softs, so if I, on the mediums, let him go and then stick with him, his softs are going to fall off at some point more than my mediums. So I'm just going to let him go for now, stick with him, and then at the end we shall see. Well, because the mediums in the end are going to be the better tire because they're not as worn as the softs.
They'll end up doing 20 laps, 21 laps, mediums. Well, yeah, I think you might be right with them because the softs will drop off at the end.
Yeah, again, Button needs to take the soft 16 laps. That I talked about that just a couple of laps ago. I've not seen anyone here doing 16 laps on the softs yet. The mediums, they could take 20, 21. Yeah. They could take 22, 23, I think 23 or 24 on the mediums is comparable to 16 on the softs. So in the end, Matt is going to have the better pace, but he needs to stay within the 1 second window, the DRS window of Button. If he's not able to do that, that's going to be 5th place for him, or definitely at least the position behind Button. Whether that's 5th or whatever, we'll see, but it's definitely going to be a position behind Button.
I mean, Matt's showing good pace, isn't he? He might even just get past before the tires go off.
I think right now he's just sticking with him. Look at his ERS. His ERS is at about 25 to 30%, I would say. So he's trying to save some ERS right now. Best sector to do that is obviously not the first, not the second. It's the last one, because you have a lot of corners there and not too much acceleration.
He is saving it though. He's not even using any. Look, he's not even using any ERS.
That is interesting. He's on 0. He's probably on none.
He could have overtaken him.
Maybe, but you don't want to use your ERS here too much, especially if you're that low. So that might be a good move. I would have chucked it into low, personally, if I was him, so you can stay with him easier, and you get some slipstream and the DRS, and it all works together. Because the slipstream on F1 2018 is very, very powerful, especially compared to last year. So you want to get it. You want to get it as much as possible because it does improve your lap time. It does improve your pace by so much. And so I would have chucked it into low, but none might still have been a good call because he can push now.
Still only on medium now, so he's not that eager. He's not going to get DRS this time round as well. He's starting to fall back.
Yeah, and
Meanwhile,
that is exactly the issue, that now he doesn't have the DRS because he put it into none. Low would have saved him, and he still would have gained some ERS there. Now he doesn't have the DRS anymore, and that is hurting him.
yeah, but Button just used basically all his urge there down that straight to try and get away. Bad timing there.
Also a classic move if you want to defend. I did that yesterday, and it worked absolutely wonders. If you're the one trying to get away, try to make sure you get outside of that 1 second, or you get your opponent outside of that 1 second window. Best way to do it, hot lap mode. Save some ERS, try to stay ahead of him, only defend on the straights, and then as soon as you've got an almost full battery, 90%, go in hot lap mode and just waltz away. It works wonders, I can tell you.
And he's going to be doing that again now. He's saving up, but he got another penalty on that lap, so he really will be at risk of even disqualification. I've seen not many penalties come up. It only takes like 6 or 7, really, and he's gone up again to get actually disqualified. I have seen it happen before.
Yeah, that is definitely a danger for drivers on this game if you accrue too many penalties for whatever they are, whether they're collision penalties, corner cutting, track extension penalties. It doesn't matter what they're for. If you get too many of them, you get disqualified.
I think it is 6. I think it is 6 it takes. I don't know how many.
Don't know how many it takes either, but
it definitely used to be 6.
It definitely takes a couple of them. It's not just 1 or 2 or 3. I think it's like something between 5 and 8 is my guess.
I think in 2015 games that era, I think it was 6, but we'll see if it does happen. I guess we can count it at the end.
You know what? I think I'm going to test that. I'm going to start a new career mode and just test that out after this race.
Yeah, get experimenting.
Just so we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Button isn't really catching. Button isn't really catching anymore, is he, on Alper? It's not enough to get him by the end of the race. So, yeah. I think we've hit that lull now, unfortunately, where just nothing's going to happen. But there are still ghost cars.
Oh, and there's a spin for Button. Button spun out.
Come on,
in turn 2.
I just cut off that. Come on.
I'm sorry, and he retired from the race.
Come on, I just missed like the defining moment. I literally cut off like just as that was about to happen to watch the ghost cars who were a tenth apart. I mean, they're still having a wee fight here, as you can see, inside each other, really going for it. But I've just missed the biggest moment of the race, really. You know,
most likely, yeah, because now Matt doesn't have to care too much about Button anymore. He can maybe he can gun for Alper, but they are on pretty much the same strategy with only 2 laps difference there. Matt on the older tires, 14 laps old tires now, 15 almost, as he comes towards the finish line. It's gonna be 15 laps now, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see whether he's able to make some inroads on Alpa. Gap is quite high. It looks like, what is that, 5 seconds? Yeah, he's gonna have to make some inroads in those last couple of laps. There's only 6 laps left here. I don't see him do that. Maybe Alper can get a move on Bad Boy. That's only 1.5 seconds. That is definitely within the range.
Yeah.
Within the realm of possibility. Needs to get a couple of good laps here. His ERS is running a bit low. Bad Boy has more, around 40 to 45%, I would say right now.
I'll check.
Alper is running lower, so that doesn't help him. But if he gets within the 1 second window, he has a chance. Usually what you want to do here in this situation with Alper is for the whole third sector, as soon as you brake for the Mercedes arena, for the Mercedes corner, as soon as you brake for that, you go into low or even none for the whole third sector. All the way until here, into the right hand, the last right-hander, onto the finish line. And that's where you can put it into medium or even high. And you still gain ERS throughout the whole lap. If you just put it into low from the Mercedes arena to the finish line, and then high for the rest. You still gain ERS. I've tested that yesterday and it works really well.
Well,
And it does gain you time.
we'll see how they all deal with that then. The AI has stopped fighting and all that as well. But yeah, I guess sort of in a bit of a lull now for the end of the race, and hopefully when I say that, nothing else goes wrong. But yeah. Damn it, I can't believe I missed that moment. That's the most irritating thing. That's I hope you record.
It happens.
Hope you saved the clip. I need to see that moment. Damn it, man. Oh, Alper lost some time there. It's a little bit on the grass on the exit, and that wasn't the best line. 1.9 off still, 4 laps to go. You never know. But it doesn't look too likely, unfortunately, right now. He's still only on medium. He's not really saving. You can see Bad Boy is almost up to 65, really. That's a good way to just hit high the whole up.
Yeah. That is very, very close. A very, very good ERS saving here from Bad Boy. He makes a good job here. I don't know if he hears what we were saying or what I was saying earlier about the ERS in Sector 3, that you don't really need it there at all, because most of those, most of the Sector 3 is just corners. There's a bit of acceleration, not too much. It doesn't matter if you have ERS deployed there or not. It only really matters here, all the way to the hairpin, and then away from the hairpin, basically from the finish line all the way to the end of this straight here that Bad Boy is on right now. That's where the ERS matters. And from this point on here, from the Mercedes grandstand that we can see there in the back, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. From here on out, you don't need ERS. You can just save it. And even if you have the setting, by the way, even if you have it on high, you don't lose any ERS if you run it in high in the third sector. But you are going to lose the ERS even if you run in medium in sectors 1 and 2. So that is something you don't want to do. It's very interesting just to find a balance between the parts of the track, and that's going to be one of the biggest challenges, I think, for every driver on every track, to find what is the best balance of the ERS, except maybe for Michael. I mean, he's got the pace to just waltz away with the race win anyway.
Yeah, he's absolutely...
We might need to invent an F-Zero just for him.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's actually really interesting to see all that about the ERS. It shows just how complex it can be. But yeah, just watching Michael, he's only got he's only got sort of 7 sectors, let's say, to go. But yeah, he's passing the two, he's past his teammate and Billy, who are still going at it. It's about a second between them still. They've been inside and each other past few laps, absolutely going for it. And it's
yeah, but
really,
all it tells you right
really
now
weird.
that Alonso gained a little. I mean, it's the AI. It's both controlled by the AI. So
yeah,
what it tells you is that Alonso had a slightly better setup, I would say, at least one that fits the AI more.
Yeah.
And since the AI is pretty good, you could say that he also has the setup, a better setup in general. So he might want to build onto that, whereas Biley, I don't know about that one. You know, you might want to work on your setup a bit more. You might want to find maybe something to gain there. Maybe a little less downforce on this track might be the right way to go, because most of the time that Biley is losing here, he's losing on the straights. Or that Biley's AI is losing. Not him, obviously.
Well, I think we need to just watch Michael to the end of this now, because there's nothing really else happening. We've got, you have got Kalik catching a little bit to Matt. I don't know if he will get him. It'll be very close to see. Michael actually gets a penalty. He's made a mistake, look. He's made a mistake. He's got a penalty.
Oh, wow. You made 3 mistakes over the whole race.
Oh.
Because that's what it takes. That's what it takes for a penalty. If you get away with 2 warnings, the third one gets you a 3-second penalty.
And that's why there's no F-Zero. If there was an F-Zero, he would be making no mistakes. So.
If there was an F-Zero, he would drive alone.
Yep.
He wouldn't need to have mistakes. He could just, just drive slowly, like formation lap every lap.
Yeah. Well, here we go then. Final lap of the race. Michael's still pushing it. As you can see, he might get that gap. He will get that gap 20 seconds with some ease, actually. He might even hit 21.
Yeah, and I think Kalik is within 1.2 seconds now Matt, he might try something here, but his ERS is very low right now. He's like under 10%, so he's not gonna have a lot on this straight. He basically, I don't want to say burn because you don't burn battery, charge, but he used all of it in an attempt to catch Matt, and he's running low here. But Matt, let's see where Matt's ERS is. Also very low, so they're both draining the battery almost to the max.
Yeah.
Which in the end is what you want to do. You want to finish the race ideally on zero or let's say within 10% of battery.
Well, Michael's won it.
Sorry.
Michael's won it, as you were saying that, and you know what? He was pushing for the fastest lap that whole time. He set a personal best middle sector as all that was going on. And that's on the grass for Kalik. Lucky not to lose it there. But yeah, Michael
lucky
wins.
not to lose it. Lucky not to lose it, and lucky to not get a penalty. He definitely got a warning for that, I can promise you. But meanwhile, Bad Boy takes second.
No
Alper takes third. Let's see the penalties for Matt and Kalik. No, they stay in 4 and 5. But that's because Alper stays in third because he had 1 penalty more than Bad Boy. You can definitely tell that because the difference is 4 seconds when on track it was 1. And the same with Kalik and Matt. Kalik had 1 penalty more than Matt, and so he stays in 5th. Even if he would have caught him on track, he would have still been 5th. So in the end, more excitement on the track as compared to the actual timing and the actual standings. But here we have our top 3 on the podium. Michael lifting that trophy for the evaluation race.
Pretty easy for him. Probably feels a bit tired as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he's looking a nap after that. It must be that boring out front. We need to get an F-Zero. We really do. We need to find people for F-Zero. F Michael. This is what it is now. Just,
let's call it the F Michael.
Just rename it.
Yeah.
Well,
but you can see the penalties here as well. Michael, Bad Boy didn't have a single penalty. He had a very clean race. And the same for Alonso. Okay, and Stocky, obviously retired. And Alonso let the AI take over fairly early. So, but Bad Boy with a really clean race, I think he definitely wants to build on that. And a good strategy. The one-stop really paid off. You can see Michael, because of his pace, he's in a class of his own. But Bad Boy, Alper, and Matt with the one-stop clearly on the better strategy here. There were some questions in chat that I saw. Let me see. Jay asked, is it really worth qualifying on the softs for a one-stop in Germany? You're more or less guaranteed to qualify behind everyone on the ultras, and the strategy is only 5 or so seconds quicker. Yes, but it is 5 or so seconds quicker.
Yeah.
So it did work out for Bad Boy, Alper, and Matt. So it might be the fastest strategy.
It was the fastest strategy today. But, yeah, if it was anyone else on that one stop, you know, I think Bad Boy could have won that race. But if it was just Michael's day, wasn't it? He just knows this game inside out already. Extremely quick, extremely dominant, and yeah, I think we need to end this off now.
Yeah, the next race is gonna be the preseason testing next week, same time at Le Castellet at the French Grand Prix, the Circuit Paul Ricard, another new addition to the calendar. That's gonna be very exciting. I gotta say, one of my personal favorite tracks.
Yeah,
I don't know about you.
I actually love the track. I don't know why people don't like it that much. They think it's too blue or too red and stripy and all sorts. And I just
too blue.
No, it's a real complaint.
That is a fair point, though. It is a bit too blue, but the track itself, if you just try to phase out of this, the track itself, I think has a really interesting flow to it.
Yeah, if you get it right, it's really rewarding. If you get it wrong,
indeed,
you hate it. But
yeah, it is tough to master, and a lot of people don't know it. But yeah, if you get the feel for it, if you get into the flow, it's gonna be very beautiful to drive, and it's gonna be very interesting to see who has the pace on that track. But we will see that next week. Maybe some people will bluff. We'll see about that. I mean, it's the pre-race, pre-season testing. It's not an evaluation race. It's the pre-season testing now. So someone might want to bluff. For Michael, that's not going to be useful because everyone knows
Yep.
that he's going to have the pace. But yeah, that's going to be interesting. Next week, next Saturday, what is it? 5 p.m. British
Yep.
time, right?
5 p.m.
We'll see you there. Owen, it was a
Yeah, same here. Enjoyed it. See yous.